Shatter your expectations to build lean muscle. When you're starting out looking to build lean muscle, the majority of us are skinny, walking pretzel. It's going to be hard for us to really build muscle at a gradual pace. Because of this, we tend to have a fast metabolism. We tend to burn more calories than we actually consume in a day, making it steadily difficult to build lean muscle. And this is exactly how the majority of us are going to be starting out if we're looking to build actual depth and actual muscle. There are people out there who are already jacked due to the fact that they have a slower metabolism and they're able to actually build more muscle at a good enough pace because they also have more fat than what the majority of us skinny men don't have. Because of this, it's going to be a little bit more of a difficult task to be able to stick, commit, and be able to be and play at it at a long-term game. So shattering your expectations, if you're struggling to build muscle and you're struggling in staying skinny, you want to realize that your expectations where you are in your life is way too high, because since you're starting out in this whole fitness journey, you're most likely expecting you're going to be able to change your physique in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days. You're going to be able to see bigger results in a short time frame, and that mindset is going to cripple you as you're starting your journey. The very reason for that is because if you have that mindset that I'm going to be able to just go out there and crush it, I'm going to be able to go out there and add 10 pounds of muscle, I'm going to be able to add 40 to 50 pounds of body weight, right, pounds to my frame, right? I'm going to be able to change my physique and drastically get bigger arms, bigger biceps, bigger shoulders. I'm going to be able to crush it. That kind of mindset, being able to get a physique quick in 30, 60 days is going to be a crippling mentality, because when you start your journey, your expectation is, I'm going to work at it hard for 30 days, 60 days. My diet's going to be on point. My routine is going to be on point. I'm going to crush it. Then by the time you get to the 30, 60 day mark, what's going on? I did all the work and I didn't see any results. Or maybe I've seen maybe just a little bit of results. Maybe I've gained some weight, but I haven't really seen any big results. Then we just fall off the wagon. We neglect our physique. We don't work out less. We work out less. Our diet's not as on point as it was before when we actually started. Because of this, we tend to just jump into things, right? Have the expectation that we can commit to a short time frame. When we come out, only then do we not see results and we jump off the wagon and quit. So what is the reason for that, really? Because there are many people out there with all the diets that are out there, keto, paleo, Mediterranean, even Dunkin' diet, right? There's a buttload of diets out there. But the main reason why we don't really stick to a diet is because of our expectation. We set these massive expectations with the belief that we're going to kill it in a short time frame, because we aim for a 30 to 60 day time frame. When we get out of the 30 to 60 days, we don't see what we're looking for, so we quit. Or we do less of what we're currently doing because we don't see any results bearing fruit, right? We don't see ourselves getting bigger, and because of that, we stop. And it's a big result behind why there are many things out there in the world that actually distract us, due to the fact that we just can't really stick and commit. So how can you really stick and commit towards your diet, your routine, your overall lifestyle altogether? Because there are many diets out there, but many people quit. Many people start, but then quit. And the result of this is because they tend to set their expectations at a high level, and when they jump into a new diet, a new workout plan, they already have this idea and notion that they're already going to come out in a 30 to 60 day time frame getting jacked or losing 30 pounds or dropping 15 pounds in a short time frame when they've done little to almost no work. It really is unimaginable in a way, in its own sense. And if you look at it from that perspective, the keto diet is a high fat, high protein diet, minimizes carbs. And if you're a guy who loves pasta, bread, or even, noodles isn't a good source of carbs, but anyways, if you're an individual who loves carbs and going on a keto diet isn't really your best bet, there are coaches out there who instruct the keto diet. But if you're the kind of individual that loves carbs and you just love eating out in general, or if your lifestyle isn't really a no carb zone, then that's really a kind of diet that you don't want to actually stick to. Because if you go into a diet with the expectation that you're going to actually win, your expectation is going to be cut quickly, because your body, your mindset, your awareness towards that diet isn't fully reciprocated in your day-to-day life. And because you don't actually do what you actually do in your life, you don't practice it, why would you want to go into a diet that you have little to no knowledge about, that actually is restrictive. That kind of lifestyle is what cripples the weight loss journey for most, and what makes it hard for many of us to or for the few of us who want to build muscle, as that is what I talk a bit about on this channel, about building lean muscle. But weight loss is a different story, because when we put on restrictions, we tend to not see the results we want to see, because the journey gets boring, the journey gets annoying, because we're eating foods that we don't really like, or our diet is mad restrictive. Because it's restrictive, we don't eat what we're supposed to eat to help with our weight loss journey, and then we just fall off the wagon. As a result, we go back to old habits that we know we shouldn't be going back to, which is binging on our favorite snacks, or maybe it's overeating, or maybe it's a lack of portion control, not using the serving size, because for weight loss, using the serving size is very critically important. If you want to see results in your weight loss journey, it is going to be a problem to actually stick to an occasional serving size, which is why you want to have a plan that's actually catered towards that. But when it comes to building muscle, it stems on setting your expectations at a level not far above that level, because when you set your expectations, you're gonna think that you can actually go and meet this goal in a short enough time. It's great to overkill your expectations. It's great to set your expectations high, but when you set expectations towards things you have little to no idea of or knowledge about, then you don't even know what you're actually going after. You're kind of just going after it like a wild boar, not knowing the right direction, the right path, the right movements to actually take. So with this in mind, because the majority of us are skinny, right? We don't have a lot of fat on us to support our journey, so it's going to be a little bit harder to actually build muscle at a faster pace than those bodybuilders, or than those individuals who already have muscle, or rather already have body fat on them. It's going to be a little bit harder to actually see the result. So what we can counter this by getting into a surplus. We counter this by increasing our caloric intake, so our body then begins to not burn more than what we expend in a day, but since we actually eat more food, we support muscle growth, we support muscle recovery, allowing your body to actually use the food we intake as fuel, so we can actually achieve a physique that demands respect. To get a physique that elevates confidence, to get a physique that kills anxiety, and all of which is what building muscle does, as well as weight loss. But all this together is for building lean muscle towards skinny men who actually struggle with it in doing so. Even with the factors that make it hard to build muscle, whether it's a lack of time, you get busy with work, you get busy in the workplace, and we come back home, we're most likely tired. We don't feel like doing anything. We just want to chill out on the couch, watch a movie here and there, maybe binge on a show, pop in some popcorn, do whatever. Or the fact that we just don't want to do anything at all when we get back home, so we just do whatever for the next hour, 2 hours, we crash and go to bed, then we rinse and repeat the cycle every single day. A lack of time is what that leads to. For others, it can be just a feeling of laziness, not motivated. Maybe it's due to a recent relationship, or maybe it's due to the fact that things get hard. Because when things get hard, what do people do? But as human nature, humans tend to just fall off the wagon when things get hard. As things get hard, nobody wants to stick towards it, as goes a hard and difficult diet. No one wants a diet that's so restrictive that they can't eat their favorite foods whenever they'd like to, or they can't do certain things on the weekends because the diet is so restrictive. This creates an inactive lifestyle, makes it harder for individuals to commit to anything long term. As a result, people tend to fall off the wagon, and when people fall off, they tend to go back to the old way of life, going back to the same habits, things that they've been doing before they've gotten on a new diet, which is going to put them in a place of excessive weight gain if their goal was weight loss. Excessive weight gain, maybe it's lack of confidence, maybe their love handles are obliques, they've gained more fat on the sides of their stomach that they've wanted to lose. For people who wanted to gain muscle, it's going to be, they're gonna have to start over from scratch, to be honest, or start back from where they left off, because the biggest thing that can kill your progress is inconsistency, or just stopping. Because when you work hard for 6 months to build muscle and you just stop, and you try to get back into it 3 months after you stop, you're gonna have to go back and actually go back and work for those 3 months, and it's gonna take time to gain that work that you've lost for the 6 months and to gain it for the next 3 months moving forward. Muscle recovery, muscle memory is a great thing about it, because you've been working over 6 months, so your ability to pick up where you left off it's not entirely lost, though it's going to take time for your muscles to adjust and to get back to that feeling of what it was like when you were actually working hard for 6 months. It's this notion that to achieve anything big, it's going to require an unimaginable amount of consistent effort day in and day out, day in and day out. For me, 2017, when I started my fitness journey, I was incredibly skinny. It was starting every single day from 2017 even till now, working hard, and most of my time was spent at nights. You know, I'll spend 10 to 12, 9 to 11, right? Most nights. Now I just graze on the weights and just lift every single day. I would lift literally non-stop. And it's to the point where led me today making these YouTube videos, led me to the point today doing things I wouldn't even have seen myself doing, and it kind of just fell into place. But it really came from an area of, I'm going to go with the expectation that this is not no 30, 60 day kind of grind, kind of work ethic. I'm not gonna come into the gym going for 30 to 60 days and go hard and then quit because I don't see any results. I'm not gonna go in it for 30 to 60 days with the idea that I'm gonna achieve a killer transformation. I'm gonna get shredded, I'm gonna get lean, I'm gonna get a six pack. I don't go with that kind of expectation, because that expectation is what leads to the downfall of many of us not committing, not sticking towards our health and fitness journey. A diet is no difference. Keto, paleo, making sure you hop on a diet that is non-restrictive, that is supportive to your lifestyle, is going to make the world of a difference in terms of you reaching weight loss, in terms of you building lean muscle, and really just becoming a better individual overall. Non-restrictive is the way to go. Let's go.